Here we go. It is NewMutator, and I'm joined by a couple of special guests. And actually, this is my team versus the Name Changers. So, who did we get to join me? It is Bone and Ska. Why don't you introduce yourselves, you guys?
My name is Bone, captain of my team.
I'm Ska, captain of the Name Changers.
And this is actually really cool because I have yet to do a cast with more than one person. But you know, next time you guys speak, just introduce yourselves again, so the people watching the video don't get confused who is who. And I'm sure, you know, if they watch more than one game, they'll be able to keep track. But yeah, so we're looking at the Name Changers. Ska, of course, is captaining them. Substitute Norris is Shyster. Mr. Rousey is August. Flock of Seagulls is Blade. Captain Samuel, Zach, and Eastwind. And Eastwind is actually a substitute, I think, I think Scott explained that to me earlier. So Eastwind is actually on the Southern Parkings, but substituting for this game. And across from them is my team, or Grimm's my team. Bone captaining for them, Rabican, Kryptos, Grim, Donsky, Tiri, Arsenic, and Karma all in the game. And wow, so yeah, we actually started casting, and but I accidentally screwed up, so we're redoing it. So why don't you guys just kind of say basically the same thing you did last time?
Yeah, so my team over here with my team was basically planning for anything. We were thinking they were going to do a crazy flank strat, so we were just basically planning to go mid and adjust.
Yeah, and we were thinking about doing a crazy flank strat, but instead we went mid.
How come you guys didn't actually do a crazy flank strat?
Yeah, how come?
That's a good question. Well, I don't know. The thing about this map is that the mid is always so close to the flag that I think it's kind of hard to really surprise the other team in a way where they can't just send back whatever they need to the flag, if that makes any sense.
What about you, Bone? How come or Ducky, as you're sometimes called?
Yeah, for me it's all about the Tro. Being able to, you know, easily rape anything tiny that splits off. So I usually don't like the flank because it's just so easy to kill an isolated force before you even know what's happening. So personally, that's the main factor. It keeps me mid.
All right, and I noticed, Scott, that somebody circled your home flag. It is capture the flag. Was that someone on your team that did that?
I don't remember. I don't know who did that.
That wasn't us.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, what is the reasoning behind doing that?
Maybe a reminder that it's capture the flag.
Alright, well, it looks like Samuel has control of the Tro for the Name Changers, and Karma and Arsenic are splitting the Tro for my team. And what was your reasoning in splitting the Tro, if I may ask you, Bone?
I just have too many damn players. I needed to give them something to do.
So it wasn't like a calculated, you know, this is going to work better than not splitting. It was just, you know, you...
No, you know, if you really don't have a lot of talented players, then you gotta keep them together. Not just kidding. But really, I could have done it either way, and I would have been happy. But you notice I didn't give them to Terry, our heavy hitter, and that's because, you know, in this map, Tro are very reflexive. You know, a game could with the Tro standing behind the force the entire time. So really wanted him to be doing something more productive.
So I think we've seen that in maybe previous matches I've casted, you know, where the Tro excuse me, they're just they play not exactly a minor role, but more of like a supportive role. I'm guessing. I don't know if that's what you said or not. But,
Although speaking as Bone and looking at the East here, we noticed that Karma didn't get that memo.
yeah, Karma's just he's just wandering into the backfield here of the name changers. Do you think is he just gonna try to make it to the flag? What do you think he's? Well, obviously you guys know what happened, so here I am speculating because I haven't actually watched these films, but you guys actually participated in this game, in this entire match. And,
I don't know, Scott. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's in the backfield, he might as well see what we have on the flag and see if he can follow up somehow on that.
So does that actually put name changers at a disadvantage then, because Samuel's kind of forced to split his tro?
Yeah, what ended up happening was I took one of the tro because it didn't seem like keeping them together was working out.
Yeah, good move.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Here we go. Now he has both tro again, though.
Flag contested.
Oh. No, yeah, he's splitting them up. So are you? So he still has the tro, but you're controlling it?
Now I have it.
Ah, here we go. And yeah, it's like it's so incredible because I'm watching the film for the first time, but you guys already know what's gonna happen. You guys already know. How do you guys feel about each other as captains? Like coming into this match, were you did you guys feel like, oh man, we have to be careful because this captain, this other team, this captain in particular has a reputation, or
Wait,
as a
take
good
a look
captain?
East real quick.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, it looks like Karma is going to get trapped. And he indeed does get trapped up against that wall there. Manages to slip out, but not after taking a good deal of damage.
Yeah, that was a great move by Eastwind.
Yeah, using those berserks to trap him there. What were you guys kind of feeling at this point in the game? What was your reaction to that?
I was happy. I mean, now we have a health advantage with the trow. I don't usually control the trow in games, so I was feeling a little out of my league right about now, but
So you normally don't take kind of the heavy hitting units.
yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, I mean, we already have so many people who can trow so much better than me that it doesn't really make any sense for me to take them.
Well said, well said.
And Bone, I've noticed that you tend to take defensive units as well. Like, how do you guys see yourselves in comparison with maybe like Giant Killer General, whom last match I casted, Osmo said that he's probably the best captain in the game. Would you agree with that assessment?
It's very subjective, but yeah, sure. Giant Killer General, the best in the history of Myth, until he's beaten.
Uh-oh. Yeah, and that's right, because your team is actually going to be facing his team in the final, so maybe it was maybe that wasn't the right question to be asking you.
No, I mean he's a great player. He's got a great eye for the game. He's very, very sensible and does a lot of good things.
Well,
beyond that,
yeah. The reason why I asked was because Osmo seemed to think that one of the reasons why he stands out as a captain, I guess, is that he takes a great many units. power units or whatever, like while he captains. And I don't really know. I'm not sure if I've noticed this or not, but that seems to be a perception. And that was just the reason why I was asking. I don't know. Perhaps it's all subjective.
From Bone's perspective, I think a good captain, can take a huge amount of units whenever necessary. Giant Killer General also happens to be one of the better players on his team, so oftentimes, it doesn't make sense for one of your better players to just sit there and like watch. But every team finds their chemistry and find what works for them, and it can't really be faulted, for success.
Yeah, I'm really happy that that you guys can be joining me for this cast, because this is I think really valuable insight. Yeah.
Yeah, just really quick, at the flag right now, this was a little bit of a pickle, or could have been. It looks like the name changers were flanking up a lock, and both throw, and they got all the way to our flag with some melee. I was really, to be honest, you'll see in a minute here, but I was kind of wondering why they didn't just kick my dwarf.
Kick your dwarf, and maybe take out some of the units surrounding him. Is that what you were thinking?
Well, not just that, but without the dwarf was the only thing really holding up the rush. I mean, yeah, we had a lot of melee, but a dwarf against a lock is much better.
I see. So you're saying just kick the dwarf, suck it up, and then run the tro in there and take the flag, kind of, right?
Yeah, with like the warlock and stuff, it would have been a lot. I just think it would have been a lot hard. I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but see, right here actually, I was half expecting to just get to die, and it didn't happen. So I just kept on.
I should have kicked it.
I think it's Ska's expert use of the tro that's preventing that. And actually now, nope. Yep, those tro are still split. I thought maybe Ska gave that back to Samuel, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
I'm going to eventually. I'm going to get rid of this trow as fast as I can.
So this is actually one of, this hasn't happened to my team very often in the tournament, where they're kind of forced to take the defensive. How many games have you lost so far in the tournament, Bone?
I never remember those.
Me neither. I don't remember either, but I would wager it's not very many. I'm not sure if I can remember a single game that my team has lost.
I think we dropped one of our first ones to Roadkill's team.
Oh, okay, the Silent Sentinels then.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we saw, kind of a delayed reaction, but Name Changer's Warlock got kicked, and I may have asked you this before, but I don't remember your answer, Bone. But what was the reasoning behind getting the dwarf for the flag defense?
Oh, it's in my experience, just so much better against locks, and it's just one of those little nice things to have, and it's scary. And sometimes, when it's needed, you can, if nothing's happening, you can send it on offense. It's just one of those, I think it's more of like a personal preference thing, but I really like it.
So one of the things that you like about it is the kind of the ability to block warlock shots, I imagine?
Yeah. Especially with the flag that most people don't realize, it's a really nice locking tool if you're in a pinch. You can just hide behind the flag and use that little dwarf to keep the melee away.
Because the flag will just block fireballs.
Yeah, especially poorly placed ones.
Well, there's 30 seconds remaining. Only a few seconds remaining here. And there's a nice shot on the my team. It seems like name changers raging on my team in the middle there. But in the end, it's going to be a tie, I believe. Yep, as neither team is able to take the flag from the other. And what were your thoughts on this game coming into this match? Either of you can answer this.
Well, I think it's one of those games where it's nice to have it up front because at least in this case it was kind of slow paced, and both of the teams we got to like feel each other out a little bit. So it was kind of like a warm-up game almost.
Yeah, it kind of felt that way to me also. Do you have something to add, Bone? Or Ducky?
All I have to say is it wasn't a great start. But a tie is a loss.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. And Ska and I were actually wondering about this, Bone, if you can maybe shed some light on your name change. You used to be known as Ducky, and then at some point you changed your name to Bone. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
So this is why you wanted me to cast?
No. Well, this is just something we were wondering aloud.
This is the only reason I agreed to this.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I went to Vegas and I was drinking for like 3 days straight, and I came back and all of a sudden my name was changed, and I just I forgot the old one.
Well, there you have it.
I don't know.
Okay, I guess there's no real reason then.
It's easier to say. Bone.
All right, and I noticed that there's Bone has like a bone color. You have I think I've noted that in some of my earlier casts, and that's kind of a cool little touch, I thought. But all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and what's that?
It helps for desert maps.
Right. And so I'm gonna go ahead and look at some of these numbers for the individual players in this game. Ska actually doing pretty okay. 71 damage, 8 kills for him. Definitely puts you in the positive ratio zone. But I think it was Shyster with 81 damage, getting the most damage for anyone on the name changers. And I don't know, was there anybody that did particularly horribly? I don't think so. I think everyone did all right. For my team, I guess it looks like the damage is kind of spread a little bit more evenly throughout the various players. So I think Rabican actually had the most with 51 damage there. Are you guys ready for game number 2, or do you have anything else to add?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and get that for you. It is a NewMutator, and I'm joined once again by Ska and Bone. We're gonna bring you game number 2 in this. Gosh, it's a milestone in the Myth community. This matchup here. So game number 2 is coming up in just a moment.